Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Tobacco Card Tuesday. Today I'm gonna cheat a little. These aren't tobacco cards, but they are in the tobacco card era. These are actually caramel cards. And to be specific, they are the 1922 E120 American caramel cards. There were 240 cards in the set. I believe that is the biggest caramel card checklist of all the sets. They were featured in two colors. For the National Leaguers, like you see up on the screen, it was a greenish blue background. And the American Leaguers, which you'll see shortly, are in a beige tan background. Now, I actually bought a lot. There is a punch hole, in this case multiple holes in all the cards, and so they were quite cheap. The guy I wanted was Jake Daubert. I did a video prior about Jake, and he's a very interesting guy, and if you want to check out that video, it's in my history somewhere. I forget the number, but Jake Daubert is why I wanted this card. He's a first baseman for the Cincinnati Nationals, that team that played against the Black Sox. Now the cards have this ornate background, and like I said, there's two colors. It shows the player's name, position, and then team. And on the back of all these cards, it has a team checklist. So Daubert's back would be the checklist of the Cincinnati Nationals, or the Reds. So those are the other cards in the set. Just the Cincinnati guys. So like I said, I got a lot. So I got Will Sherdell of the St. Louis Nationals. Leon Kadori, pitcher for the Brooklyn Nationals. Walt Bobbery, shortstop for the Boston Nationals. And since he's a Boston National, his back would be the Boston National Braves checklist. Frank Schneider, catcher of the New York Nationals. And his two American Leaguers, you see that it does have that beige tan color. Johnny Amostel, outfielder for the Chicago Americans. And then finally, Elam Van Glider, pitcher for the St. Louis Americans. Like I said, his checklist would have the St. Louis Browns players that are in the set. So those are the 1922 E120 American caramel cards. Now, I just got in a bunch of, like 5 minutes ago, the mailman came as I was preparing to set up the video, and he dropped off an order I placed with ComC for a bunch of buyback cards. So let's take a look at those. Hot off the mail slot. So I got a buyback card of Phil Niekro when he was on the Indians. 1986, I believe. I got 3 Hall of Famers on this one. Chipper Jones, Todd Helton, and Albert Pujols in the middle. And it has the buyback 65th anniversary stamp. I got Chuck Tanner, 1959. This has that Topps 75th anniversary logo stamp. He later became a good manager. But here is his player card, Chuck Tanner. Another good player, Joe Carter. This is a Bowman buyback, 70-year Bowman stamp. And of course, Joe Carter hit that World Series game-winning home run for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I got Ed Imbecile. Now, I have always called him Ed Imbecile, and to me, that is his name. It's actually Ed Armbruster. He has the 65th anniversary stamp. But in the 1975 World Series, Cincinnati Reds against Boston Red Sox, there were guys on base, and he came to bat, and he laid down a bunt, and it bounced right in front of home plate, and he stood there instead of running the first base. So Carlton Fisk had to physically run through him to get the ball, and when he threw it to second base, because he didn't have a good foot in, it sailed over the second baseman or shortstop's head, and it's all because of this guy. The Red Sox tried to say he interfered. The umpires did not rule it that way, and I don't know if imbeciles in focus or not, because the sun got a little bit even brighter, so I can't see it on my iPhone. But there's Ed Imbecile from the Cincinnati Reds. And another Cincinnati Reds player that also in that same World Series, Pedro Borbon. He has the Topps original buyback. 1967 card, Don Minchner, with the Topps 50th anniversary. These came out of boxes of Topps Heritage. Don Minchner was a good player. He was on the first year of the Seattle Pilots. This is 2 years before that. He was with the Angels. Jose Urube. Here he is laying down a bunt. And this is that Discover Topps buyback stamp, and this one's in blue. And finally, Paul Asemacher. Once again, the Discover Topps buyback stamp, and this one's in silver. I forgot to show you the very first one, Phil Necro. This was a bronze Discover Topps buyback. So these will all go into my buyback Franken set. And I did a little video about that yesterday, if you want to catch yesterday's video. But back to Tobacco Card Thursday. The E120 1922 American Caramel. And I hope all of you have a very great Tuesday. Very great Tuesday. Thank you.